guys, welcome back to Pari Details. So today we are having Kavya Goyal with us,
Hello.
who is an AIR 2 in ICSE boards and also scored 9.05 SGPA in one of her semesters. So wow, Dee, what a great achievement, honestly.
Thank you.
So Dee, I want to ask, so she is going to be in third year after 2-3 months. So what advice do you want to give to your juniors?
So, first of all, college could be very overwhelming initially when you step in your college because you will actually find a lot of people doing a lot of things. But at that point of time, you actually need to decide what is the right thing for you. You will find people doing case competitions, you will also find people talking about internships and how doing courses or writing research papers or holding several other positions of responsibilities is important. However, one person cannot do everything, so you need to decide what works for you. So for instance, like participating in case competitions might actually be really good for one person, but it may not work out very well for the other. So in that scenario, you need to decide for that. And the second thing which I actually experienced myself would be to actually take things a little slowly at first if you aren't able to adjust yourself. And like I was an outstation person, so adjusting in the new environment was in itself a challenge for me.
Agreed.
So that in itself takes some time. So it's okay. Don't be harsh on yourself. Give yourself time. Try to figure out things, and until and unless you figure out, just try exploring everything that you can. So I think that's the best thing that you can do in college.
Very well answered, Dee. So, how should one imagine his or her college life as? Is it just like Karan Johar's movie?
No, it is not like that. So that is just a figment of imagination, especially if you're in JMC. Because, like honestly, from my experience, JMC has been very strict because they are very stringent with their rules and regulations. However, as far as your college life is concerned, so in your college life, you will you will actually experience sleepless nights. You will also experience nights where you'll enjoy, and you will actually have a lot of ups and downs, and you will enjoy like everything. So you will I would say that when you think about your college life, it actually depends upon you. Like if you are a person who has to go for further studies, then maybe you will be more academically oriented, so you might not find time for yourself much. However, if you're a person who is still figuring out, you might find time, and so you might find time to enjoy more. So that completely depends. But yes, it's not a Karan Johar's movie. Everybody is working their asses off.
So, how to take opportunities in the right way? What do you want to say about that?
So see, you will the best part about being in DU is that you will get a lot of opportunities, because since in DU there are approximately 90 colleges, so you will see that there are a lot of opportunities coming your way, maybe in the name of case competitions or internships or research papers or courses. And because you are a part of DU, you have that brand name of belonging to DU. So even when you apply to certain places, you will find out that because you have this tag of belonging to
Upper
DU,
advantage.
yes, you will many times have an edge there. So and also like the courses that are offered in DU are quite rigorous. So that also gives you an upper edge when you compete with others.
You were the board stopper as well. So, what
So
do you?
yeah, like in my first boards, like
Yeah.
I was the NEP batch, and during my time we had two boards in ICSE. So in my first board, I got 99.75%, and I got AIR two then. And in my second boards, I got 98%.
Which is also very nice. So, what do you want to tell about the academic side of you? Like, how should people study, practice? And there are many of people who study the whole day still don't end up getting a lot of marks. So, any suggestion or advice or any schedule you like to share?
So are we specifically talking about CUET?
No, academics, like normal school life.
So if you talk about normal academics, then I feel for me what worked best was revisions. So like I am a person who actually needs to revise before I actually give my exam, because in order to feel confident. So the foremost thing when you write an exam is to not panic, because I have made this mistake many a times. When I panic, I am not able to give my best. So first of all, do not panic, plan. So the best strategy would be to plan how to cover your course. You don't need to study 12 hours a day. Just strategize how many like how much syllabus do I have, how many chapters do I have, and accordingly plan everything and strategize. So that is how you can work, and also just save certain time for revisions. Also plan movies and everything, because meanwhile you're preparing, you also need to give yourself a break. You
Hmm.
cannot prepare 24 into
Yes,
7.
yes, agreed.
That is very important.
I'll implement this too. Do you feel CUT system is better than the traditional board system to get admission into colleges?
So in my case, we were not told that we will have CUET.
CUET.
We were told in January that we will have CUET.
Okay.
And the speculations were rife always that CUET would be introduced, but it was never, certain that it would be introduced
Yes,
just
yes,
after the
yes.
COVID years, and especially given the fact that we already had given two boards
Hmm.
during the COVID era. Both of them were offline only.
Hmm.
So CUET, I think the way they want to, uh, give a common platform to everybody to apply to any course that they
Hmm.
want
Hmm.
to, given
Hmm.
the number of subjects that they
Hmm.
have. I feel it's a good idea, but the implementation was really, really bad. So
Bad.
they really need to work on the execution. Then the technical stuff was very poor. And also, like when I am about to enter my third year, I'm facing certain things that, because CUET gave a common platform and there were people who didn't even have mathematics, but still they were eligible for certain courses, especially in the program sector.
Yes.
So ultimately, when they ended up having their desired course, what happened was, because they didn't have a prerequisite knowledge of that subject at the school level, it actually burdened them a lot.
Yes, like people who are having combination of economics plus any other subjects and not having maths in their academics still can choose BA program in economics, but they are facing a lot of problem.
Absolutely,
Yes.
because they don't have a base, and college will not allow you to do so much
Hmm, hmm,
during
hmm,
that particular
hmm.
24 hours.
And you don't have time even.
Exactly.
We didn't talk about your course. Please share your course. Please
So
share.
right now I'm pursuing economics honors and I'm about to enter in my third year.
So, a normal commerce dream is to either choose BCom honors or economics honors, with economics honors having advantage.
Yes.
So, please tell your course structure for future scope and any CUET cutoff which you know.
Okay, so regarding the scope of economics honors, before beginning with that, like economics honors is one of the most prestigious courses which is
Hmm.
offered by Delhi University, which is why it also has high cutoffs.
Hmm.
Now, talking about the course structure, economics honors will actually give you a thrust in your career, because it actually opens doors to almost every every field that you want to see that you want to see yourself in.
Hmm.
And it will open doors for you, be in civil services, and even in civil services there are certain positions which are only open to students who have a background in economics. For example, IES, which stands for the Indian Economic Service. Apart from civil services, you also have the consultancy services. You can go there. Then in today's world, if I say the two fields which are emerging at a very high speed, then one is computers and the
Hmm.
other is economics and
Economics.
finance. Because economics and finance is emerging at such a rapid rate, I feel that a future in analysis could be very good, like because economics is also related with coding. Like in my second year I also learned data and R, so that actually helps me to code and analyze. And in economics honors, I assume that most of the people write research papers.
Yes.
So through that, your analysis ability and to connect it with coding becomes actually very concrete. So there I feel the course has an enormous scope. And given the fact that we do it from DU, although DU has a very rigorous curriculum, and given the fact that we are following the NEP policy, it has become even more rigorous.
Hmm.
But still, I feel that we have an upper edge over students who are pursuing economics honors from other colleges or other universities, more so.
So, you are the president of many societies as well. So, how to manage societies and academics?
So, like, I am a part of four, five societies, and out of those, I am a president of one society, and I'm ahead in the other two societies. So, I feel that first of all, don't just apply for PORs if you aren't interested. Just don't apply for the sake of attaining the position of any head or something. Rather, you should actually be interested in it. For example, I was always interested in finance and stuff, so I applied in that domain. Also, you might find a lot of times that even if you apply, you might not get chosen for that specific role. But please do not undermine yourself for that, because the competition is really cutthroat and there are a lot of people applying for the same position. So as far as managing the tasks along with your academics is concerned, so most of the times it happens that you have your fest and everything happening
Hmm.
before your exams.
Hmm.
So try to manage it, try to plan everything, try to delegate responsibilities. And also, when I talk about an individual management, then dedicate time to everything. Like, I have to study 2 hours, or maybe if I'm not able to dedicate time to my studies throughout the week, then I'll do it on in the weekend.
Hmm.
So accordingly, you need to plan and you need to be dynamic actually in college. So college has actually taught me to be flexible and dynamic in my deadlines and in the way I work. One particular routine will not work.
Talking about masters, which are the best colleges for masters in economic honors or any other field like statistics or mathematics in India and in abroad?
So the best institutes for masters in economics in India and even for masters in stats in India are, first of all, it's ISI, no doubt. And at the second position we have DSE. Even ISI has a lot of branches. Like, it has maybe three branches: one in Delhi, one in Kolkata, and the third one I'm not really sure right now.
Chennai, Bangalore.
Yeah. And then in the second position we have DSE. Then after DSE you have like, you also have SAU. Then you also have Indira Gandhi Institute. You also have JNU. JNU is one of the most renowned, and also yeah, it is one of the most renowned institutes for for masters in economics. So these are some of the institutes. It is mostly these institutes which are renowned and also acclaimed in India. However, if you want to apply abroad, then for economics, the highly esteemed institute is LSE,
Hmm.
London School of Economics. However, we also have the Cambridge College, and the King's College in London is really good for it. However, if you want to apply to the US, then you also have Harvard, Stanford, and numerous other colleges. But you need to decide which college you want to apply to and then start preparing. For instance, if I want to apply in India,
Hmm.
then I'll prepare for CUET PG.
Hmm.
However, if I want to apply to LSE, say,
Hmm.
then I prepare for GRE.
Hmm.
And similarly, the approach changes depending upon the country
Hmm.
where you want to go to. For example, if I want to apply, if I want to go to the UK, then my academics should be stronger.
Hmm.
Extracurriculars could be still be a little
Hmm.
weak, but my academics should be much more stronger. However, if I want to apply to the US, then they pay a lot of attention to the extracurriculars. So
Oh.
what I do in my extracurriculars, the internships, everything, that becomes very important. But again, you cannot undermine the other thing. You need to pay attention to both of them. It's just that, like,
You need to
what you want to
balance
focus
both.
more.
Yeah. And also LSE provides summer internships, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So these are the things you can take care of.
Yeah, but in LSE, you need to be mindful that they also give you paid internships. Paid internships in the sense that you have to pay for the internship that you pursue there. So you need to be mindful of the fact that what kind of internship that you're applying to, because obviously, if you paying to do
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
internship,
Hmm.
then that does not pay very well, or that does not matter much. However, if you're going on a scholarship basis, then that's a great opportunity to capture.
Okay. So what are the placements just after graduation in economics honors?
So, like, one of the advice that was shared to me by my senior was, when I asked her about placements on my first day of college, was that economics honors is a process.
Okay.
So, if you leave the process half cooked and you apply for placements, you cannot expect very fancy internships, or even for that matter, very fancy placements. So, however, if you complete your masters and then sit for placements, then the prospects are very bright. So you need to understand that, unlike courses like BCom honors, which give you very bright and good packages just after your placements, this is not the case with economics honors, because at that point of time you haven't completely studied the analysis and the details of economics. But once you do that, the packages are very very good, and especially if you do it from an institute like DSC and ISI, JNU, IGIDR, or any such institute, then the packages really shoot up really high.
And what are the extra courses or side courses or like any other things to develop the soft skills which will enhance your chances to get placements in economics honors?
So honestly, it everything depends upon the individual, the stream that you're interested in. You can actually do or pursue any course in any field which interests you. However, the basic courses, if we talk about, or the basic general courses that might help you in future are like in coding and Microsoft Excel and basic computer software. So you should be very good in them, especially Microsoft Excel, because it has become a requirement in almost every job that you apply for. And even like if you are doing economics, then it is actually very good if you study, if you do certain course in Python or R or Stata or any such coding language. However, Python is more preferable.
Okay. Now talking about CUET, what was your CUET score? And tell me the preference for economic honors that one should consider.
Okay, so before normalization, my score was 780 because like the CUET got introduced in the first year itself. But after normalization, it got reduced to 720. And my, according to me, my preference list was particularly number one was Stephens,
Hmm.
number two SRCC,
Hmm.
then number three was LSR, number four I had placed Hindu, fifth was Hansraj, sixth was JMC in economics honors, and then after at the seventh position I had and sorry, at the sixth position you can place Miranda House. Then at the seventh position I had placed JMC, and after that you also have SGTB Khalsa. But I had also taken certain other parameters into consideration because it is not just the course but also other factors that I had to consider before preparing my preference list.
But also, these batch was the first one to give CUET, so I think the competition was less tough.
Actually, it wasn't like that. The competition was at its peak, but there were other factors and a lot of parameters which were into oblivion and they weren't transparent at all. For example, how the normalization took place, and there were a lot of technical glitches also. For instance, like the computers got switched off ultimately
Oh.
while we were giving the exams, and the timer was still working. So all that created a lot of panic.
Yeah.
And even apart from that, I still remember like I had to give my CUET exam on I had my exam on 14th July, and I was just informed on 11th July at 10 p.m. that I was to give my exam on 14th.
This happened with us also.
Yeah, so it was just we just had the period of 2 days, and considering the fact that I come from an ICSE I have an ICSE background, so I had to study all the NCRTs in just 2 days.
Agreed.
So that was a factor.
But again, this time, like in my batch, getting 720 and getting into JMC for such a prestigious course like economic honors was not up to the mark. Like we need to score above 740 or 750 to get into JMC for economics honors.
Right.
So like with each passing year, the competition is getting more and more tough.
Getting tougher.
So yeah, you need to score brilliant as 750 above to get into a nice North Campus college or LSR or JMC to get economic honors for general category.
Also keep backups.
Yeah.
Backups are very important because DU is very, very unpredictable, and it will keep surprising you every now and then in every semester, in every exam. So be prepared, mentally prepared.
That was very informative. Thank you, Dee, for doing with
Thank
me.
you, Paridhi.
Bye bye. All the
Bye.
best.